Chromosomes. Little strands of nucleic acids and proteins are the fundamental genetic instructions that tell us who we are at birth. Most people are born with 46 chromosomes, but each year in the United States, about 6,000 people are born with an extra chromosome, making them a person with Down syndrome. If you've ever encountered someone with Down syndrome, you know that they are some of the kindest, most joyful people you will ever meet. They truly have something extra. My name is Lisa Nichols, and for 30 years I have been both the CEO of Technology Partners and the mother to Allie. Allie has something extra in every sense of the word. I have been blessed to be by her side as she impacts everyone she meets. Through these two important roles as CEO and mother to Allie, I have witnessed countless life lessons that have fundamentally changed the way I look at the world. While you may not have an extra chromosome, every leader has something extra that defines who you are. Join me as I explore the something extra in leaders from all walks of life and discover how that difference in each of them has made a difference in their companies, their families, their communities, and in themselves. If you like this episode today, please go to Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen and leave us a 5-star rating. Before we get started, I'm excited to share that my book, Something Extra, is now available. It is rooted in the remarkable spirit of our daughter, Allie, and the heartfelt conversations we've had on the podcast. You'll find wisdom and practical tools to ignite the leader within you and uncover your own something extra. Visit somethingextrabook.com or find it at Amazon or in all major bookstores to order your copy today. I'm excited to have Jeremie Kubicek on the show today. Jeremie is the co-founder of Giant and an author. His latest book is called The Voice-Driven Leader. Well, Jeremie Kubicek, how are you, my friend?
Good to see you. I'm doing great. Yeah. How about you?
I'm good too.
Good.
I'm good. Oh my word. I am so delighted that we were able to do a part 2 with you.
Absolutely. I love being with you, seeing your world, being in St. Louis and seeing what you're really about, because you're awesome online, but then when you meet you, then you know how you align with like who you think you are. It's even better, and your organization. So it's really great to be with you.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for that. I'm going to go back and give a shout out. Lars Schneidhauer is the one that connected us.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm telling Greg about you, Jeremie. I'm like, I've got Jeremie Kubicek coming on the podcast. You know, today we talk about the different guests. And he's like, Lisa, he goes, I know Jeremie. And I said, you do? How do you know Jeremie? He said, well, when Sawyer and I went to Kanakuk for the father-son weekend, or grandpa, in his case, Poppy grandson, Jeremie was one of the speakers, or the speaker. And he loved it. So we just had an instantaneous connection. And I was looking it up, you were podcast episode 271.
All right. Okay.
Which was in 2024.
Yep.
We're on episode 367 now, I think, or 370.
Made it back. I made it back.
You made it back. But that's 100 episodes later, right? And of course, you've continued to do amazing things. But the cool thing about it is, Jeremie, when we met, then we've done other things together. Mm-hmm. So I brought you in as a keynote speaker for the CIO Summit in St. Louis, and you blew it out of the water. And so I love that. I just love being able to collaborate and create new things. And so I just know that our conversation today is going to be helpful for our listeners. Jeremie is a keynote speaker. When we talked in 2024, I know you had co-founded 25 different companies. It's probably 30 now, who knows, but he's the CEO and founder of Giant. Has written now, how many books now?
7 books. So that was my 7th one. This one is.
This one here, and this is The Voice-Driven Leader, and we're going to do a lot of talking about that. But yeah, I would just encourage our listeners, if you have not followed Jeremie, start following him, get his books. He's got the Peace Index, 2 Voices, 5 Gears, and that's one that Greg and I both read years ago before we even knew who you were. The 100X Leader is another awesome book that I would highly recommend. Making Your Leadership Come Alive. I mean, the communication code
Mm-hmm.
is another really good one. So follow Jeremie if you need a keynote speaker. I'm sure he would be happy to look at his schedule for that. And then, Jeremie, how many coaches do you have now? How
We
many
have,
Sherpas do you
yeah,
have?
we have 500 coaches in the giant ecosystem working around the world.
Yes. And so if you need a coach,
Yep.
or
Love it.
you need, a specialized workshop for your organization, reach out to Jeremie. So just just an amazing person. So go back, listeners. I would really highly encourage you to go back to episode 271 because we really set it up, and there was an event that happened with Jeremie. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it was a life-changing event, pivotal event in his life. And so go back and listen to episode 271. But I am holding your newest book, The Voice Driven Leader. The subtext is how to hear, value, and maximize every voice on your team. So, Jeremie, what is the voice driven leader and why is it so timely in the era that we're in, and especially in the AI area?
Absolutely. So here's the big idea. If you speak to someone, and so let me do this. If you're on the streets in Paris and you stop into a cafe, and have you been to Paris, Lisa?
I have.
Okay. You go into, they're a little persnickety, the waiters,
Yes.
and you go into a little cafe and you said, hey, coffee, black, just black, coffee, right? And then you sit down and then how's that going to go? Probably not great.
Right.
You're probably going to get some pushback.
And the other thing you need to be aware of is their coffee is like in a little shot glass.
Exactly. But
Unlike ours.
if you said, bonjour, un café, s'il vous plaît, like just simply speaking their language, the chances of it going better would happen, right? So
Right.
the same idea with anyone on your team, your spouse, your kids. If you can learn to speak their language, you'll have more influence, more impact versus forcing them to speak yours. I lived in Russia. So when I speak Russian, I was in the airport recently and I spoke Russian to this person and they just came alive because I understood them and they felt valued and they felt connected and we had an instant rapport simply because I was attempting to speak their language. So what happens is, so that's part one of the book. The part two of the book is then if you know who you are, your voice, and you know who they are and their voice, then where are you taking them? What's the development plan? And the entire book is like developing people through your ecosystem. It's like I would say this biasly. This is the best leadership book. It's the most practical leadership book because it tells you exactly how to develop an employee and or a teammate. And that's what the book is about.
Yes, it's good. It's so good. Yeah, I have not read it all, but I can show you here, Jeremie. See, I've got stars, I've got asterisks. It's really just, there's so much good stuff in here. It says developing people doesn't fail from the lack of care. It fails when everything else crowds it out. And I know that you, because here you say most leaders are juggling three competing pressures in their daily work. The number one is clients, customers demanding immediate results, making sure projects are going on time, on budget, right? Number two, their boss is expecting strong performance metrics. And then team members needing help, clarity, and development. And you said when things really get busy, that's the one that gets neglected.
It's like your kids. It's like in your family, you can take your family for granted and then if someone shows up and you're all scurried at home and then it's like, oh, come on in. Yeah, how are you? And you put on that show. It's the same with clients. It's like we're so busy making the donuts. So when guess who gets the person who's paying the bill gets the focus.
Right.
And it's not bad. That's not like that's just reality. So if you know it, then how can you be intentionally training and developing your people while those things are happening? So the
Hmm.
idea of intentional development and apprenticeship. And apprenticeship is a lost art in our country, in America, or in the, let's just say in the West. We don't know how to apprentice people because in the past it was easy if we're like building a building, or if you're a stonemason. Okay, watch me.
Right.
Now help me. Now I'm going to help you. Then I'm going to watch you. And there's a process for apprenticeship. With technology, with AI, with it's like, watch how I send this text. No one's going to do that. Watch me. Did you see how I did that email? And so there's not as much apprenticeship that happens any
Yes.
longer. And so therefore development is usually, let's send them into a training workshop, check that box. We did it. We have trainings. We have workshops. Or watch this course online, and we
Hmm.
hope you get it. But
We hope you get it right.
yeah, that's what happens.
Right. You just remind me because, like I started my career in accounting and then I pivoted about 5.5 years into my career into corporate sales. And I had a boss that he would do ride alongs.
Yep.
I mean, he went everywhere with me, right?
Yep.
Whether I wanted him to or not. And I love you, Dave Baumstark. You taught me so much. But he would do ride-alongs, and then kind of have a like a retrospective after calls, and here's you did that
Yep.
well, but maybe try this next time, right? And
We call that a curbside review. So after
mm,
any meeting that I go on, and I take someone with me, and I usually take someone with me, no matter where. I'm not actually CEO any longer of Giant. I transitioned this last year to one of my right hand guys, and now I'm just a founder. But I'll take people with me, and when I do, after the meeting, I'll go, okay, what did you see that I did that you wouldn't have thought? Like, what was good that you would never have thought of to do that maybe I just unconscious competence do?
right.
And so that's interesting. What could it? Where was their pain? What did you see in them? What could I have done better? Really simple things, and then I'll do the same with
Hmm.
them. Now, if I go with them and they do the work, we do curbside review. So by doing the curbside review, it's objective. I'm not picking on you. You don't get defensive. We're just all constant improvement. But
Yes.
if you don't have that, what you had, the ride along or the curbside review, then there's no place to get real time development. And you need to
Hmm.
do it right after a meeting. Don't wait, because people will, get busy and then I can't remember. Was it 1 week ago? I don't know. I've had 10 meetings since. So,
Right. Yeah, for me, it's like, what did we even talk about?
right.
It's just like we're moving at such a
Hmm.
fast pace. Well, why is this so important? Like, I mean, you've already said it, like with AI.
Yeah.
AI is the
Yeah.
word, that I mean, every conversation I have
Yeah.
anymore, Jeremy, it's AI. So why is this so important, like in the AI era?
So we built, so this whole book was built off of the five voices. So the five voices is our proprietary personality and wiring. It's the
Mhm.
simplest, we believe the most practical, scalable personality assessment. But we built the five voices AI, and so now imagine this: if you know your wiring, so like it's hard if to go, I'm an ENFP. It's hard to explain it to someone else, or I'm a high D,
Yes.
high I, or I'm a 7 with a wing 8. Other people don't know
Mhm.
how to connect. But if I go, I'm a connector, you're a nurturer or a creative, then it's easier language. Well,
Right.
we built Five Voices AI for this very issue, because the future of our world is hyper personalization, because it's been so difficult to remember in the past. So we
Mhm.
built it so anyone on our team, if you've all taken the assessment, and I know, Lisa, that you're a let's just say you're a pioneer connector, okay,
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
example, and I'm a connector creative, then it will automatically tell me how to deal with you. So I could say, hey, I need to give a performance review. Take this performance review and tailor it to Lisa. So it now does the work of hyper personalizing everything. Write this email to her in her language. Um, Tell me what did she say as a Pioneer Connector? What was that email? What did she mean by that? So
Mhm.
now what it's doing is I'm hyper personalizing based on you. So the voice-driven leader means that I'm using the best of AI, I'm using great leadership principles, but I'm customizing it
Yes.
specifically to your language.
That's
There's
so good,
there's
Jeremy.
5 voices, but there's 16 variations of those voices.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, there's 16 different variations of personality in the ecosystem of our world. Well, if I can leverage AI to customize a sales proposal or a pitch or a PDF, or we've even taken books now. We've taken chapters of books, and I've been working on this. I've been taking it and putting it into 5 Voices AI to customize a chapter to be rewritten to a nurturer from a pioneer.
Oh
Same
my
same
goodness.
content, just written differently with different inclinations and different
Right.
idioms to connect with that person. That's
Even better with
the
the person.
crazy part of what AI can do.
Yes. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. Wow. I love it. So really this tool is going to help the voice-driven leader with every unique person on their team,
That's it,
right?
and it
And
starts with the first phase of the foundation stage. We use the development square, and we go use the development square as a roadmap to go. Okay, you've got a brand new employee. Okay, that's the
mhm.
foundation stage. That's called onboarding. We know that, but the
Yes.
onboarding stage of a new employee. Well, who are you and who are they? So that's where it starts. So it's
Mhm.
all about expectation management. So if you know, like, what are their expectations? So a guardian, let me give you an example. A guardian, they want detail, practical. They like check marks. They like to, okay, I did A, then B, then C, then D, then E. Well, if you're a connector like me, we're spontaneous. We're like,
Yes.
hey, let's just figure it out. Or I want you to go spend time with Jenny. I want you to go spend time with Tom. You spend time with Greg. But it's like not the roadmap that that person actually needs to thrive. So they're
Mhm.
going to always feel like they're not prepared. So if I
Mhm.
know that they're a guardian, then I build a guardian roadmap. Now I can use AI. Hey, for a guardian, here's what I want to accomplish. Could you build a checklist system for them? And so now it's specifically giving them an onboarding category that's totally different than a nurturer. Who a nurturer, they want to feel connected to the team. They want
Mhm.
they want to know how they can
Oh
help.
yeah. Right.
Versus a pioneer, it's like, hey guys, just tell me how do we win?
We got to go.
What are we
Right.
doing? Like, let's don't waste time. I have to read all this. I have to do all this.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
the dynamic. It's like if you can take people through the foundation stage, then they turn the corner into the immersion stage, which then you start immersing them into their responsibility and their role. And that's where their confidence and their competency drop because they're consciously aware that they don't know what they're doing yet. And so that's where faking it to make it usually happens.
Mhm.
And then some
Mhm.
personalities end up in the bottom right corner of the development square. And it's all in the book. We have this thing totally mapped out, charts, all of it. But in the bottom right corner, it sets the pit of despair. And what happens is this is the highest level of insecurity and incompetence. And where people are like, I don't know if this is for me. I don't think I'm going to
This
make
may
it.
not be right.
And it
Mhm.
might, and usually anyone who goes into the pit of despair, they clock in the mornings at your office, and then they go downstairs with the 3 other people that are in the pit of despair, and they're like, yeah, who pushed you in here? Yeah, Lisa. Yeah, I know, she's the worst. And then they gossip, and the stress behavior shows up in the pit of despair. And the larger the company, the more people are in the pit of despair. So
Mhm.
what we're saying is like, if you're a leader, you have to avoid it at all costs. Because if
Yes.
they go into the pit of despair, we've never seen anyone make it out and be
Mhm.
helpful.
It's toxic.
They
It's
have to
toxic,
they have
right?
to leave. You either have to help them
Mhm.
leave or they're going to leave.
Mhm.
So that pivot from the foundation stage to the immersion stage to the empowerment stage, that's when they consciously get it. Oh, got it. And they lock in and their confidence starts rising. They start getting better and better and better. And then they start going in the right direction. But there's another trap. There's a trap over here, the pit of despair. We've avoided it. The other trap is called the green room. And the green room is when you get an employee who maybe they think they're all that, they get cocky, and they get into the green room, and that's where the snacks are meant for the people on stage, not for them. And or you put them there because they're the teacher's pet. They're your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, hey, Lisa, you don't need to read that. You're good. And then other people see that he doesn't need to read it because you're. And so, or they are like, they're the guardians or nurturers. They finally perfected their work and they don't want to have to relearn something new.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times people will stay in this comfort area. So you go the pit of despair, let's keep away insecurity.
Yes.
Green room, over secure or comfort, where that last stage is now multiplication. Like, no, I need you to help me train other people. I need you to help me because I'm going to get promoted and I need you to take my job.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to multiply, but then there's more incompetence, unconscious, there's conscious incompetence.
Unconscious incompetence.
Yeah, I've got to learn more things. And so the square, you're always developing. Right now, most people are learning how to use AI, and it's like a development process.
Yes.
And so we're always learning something, but the square is an actual roadmap. So if you know the voice and you know who you are, who they are, where are they on the square right now? Then you can use the 5 Voices AI to go, I've got to nurture a guardian. How do I keep them out of the pit of despair? It tells you. You just follow it.
That is so good, Jeremie. I'm just thinking every organization needs to use this methodology.
Yeah.
They do,
And we just certify people to do it. We just teach you how to do it, and then you run with it.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I'm kind of getting off my what I was going to ask you, but I mean, when you are working with an organization, tell our listeners how that works. I mean, so you find a master champion or a master person that would get certified, and then that person within the organization.
Yeah,
or if you don't do that, I'm sure one of your coaches.
Yeah, it depends. Too. If it's all based on the size of your organization, we call them a catalyst. They get trained on the system, and then they run the system. And with the system, it's like the implementation of the 5 Voices, and then they teach them how to use the 5 Voices AI in their everyday world. And it's AI, but it's so different because now it's hyper customized of every person on your team. And so, and we've actually built it. It's actually cheaper than if you bought just ChatGPT for your people. So it's really interesting how, we built our LLM, but by doing it now and using 5 Voices AI, then you can use an outside consultant if you need, because sometimes the outside voice and or you're so busy you can't do all these things. So you'll use a consultant as well, or a coach as well. It just depends on what your culture's like. But what we did is we tried to remove all the barriers of time. We made it where you can do this in record time. You can implement it. And then AI, people are used to it. But now once you know your people, it's a competitive advantage. And now it just becomes so crazy. In fact, we built another piece, we split out one of our teams to build another business that's called Workplace. And now we're using AI to audit culture in real time, like a stock ticker. But what we do is we take Microsoft Teams, Zoom, or Slack, and we can give you a minute-by-minute culture score. So if you send an email out, you can see the culture go down or up. And what it does is it basically it shows burnout, psychological safety, it shows employee engagement in real time. So you don't need surveys anymore. So we've just eliminated surveys. And that's the kind of stuff that we're doing with human kind of psychology, leadership, personality.
Right. Well, and I'm just thinking, when you get that culture index or culture score in real time, it allows you to map what just happened really back to kind of how everyone's feeling, right? And sometimes you kind of lose that in the pace at which everything goes. But I'm just thinking, it gives you the opportunity then to pivot.
It's like employee confidence. It's like the stock market. every
Yeah,
day you watch the stock market go up and
sure.
down based on the factors.
That is so good. Well, Jeremy, we do need to take a quick break and we'll be right back with Jeremie Kubicek and we're going to talk about lots more here. So, just in a little bit, we'll be right back with Jeremie.
In business, the tendency is to seek out partners who are bigger, faster, stronger. When it comes to IT, you should be looking for smarter, faster, better. That's just what you'll find with the talented technologists at Technology Partners. Our experts develop custom solutions to tackle your most complex challenges, all to simplify your processes in the smartest, most efficient way possible. The time to be swift and nimble starts now. Go to technologypartners.net/solutions and see what's possible.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Something Extra podcast with my friend, Jeremie Kubicek. It has been so much fun, Jeremie, talking to you. But we've been talking about developing people in our organizations. What is that going to look like in the future? We may have a lot of CHROs or leadership development people on that are listening. And I mean, just a leader in general. I mean, all of us need to learn what that's going to look like for the future.
I think we hear the clickbait of like, well, there's going to be like, there's no jobs in the future and you're not going to have salaries. And you hear Elon Musk talk about this and that. I will say the speed of change is dramatic. And, you're going to find a lot of it is about efficiency and how efficient. And if you've done any AI true work, like I build GPTs and I create these processes, and it's unbelievable how much I can get done now and how
Amen.
fast.
Yes.
And so therefore the speed is like something we're going to have to catch up to. But imagine this, like in the future, you may be managing, your team might be 3 or 4 chat, agents and 3 or 4 real people. And so now consider, how do you manage people and agents that are talking as if they are people and employees, and getting your mind around that. And that's going to be a thing faster than we even imagine. Getting to the point of like Optimus Robot in your world, walking around your office, probably in early 27. I mean, like a year from now. Like I've already told my wife, we'll probably have an Optimus Robot at Christmas. So that would be our Christmas present.
Oh my goodness.
And so we've already considered like, okay, what does it look like? How's it going to work? Is it ready? And is it this Christmas? Is it next Christmas? But my point is, within this frame of time, the present, it's
Very
going
quickly
to be a thing. And those things are going to be so, it's almost like when the iPhone came out of like, wow, that's amazing. But on steroids, 20 times that. Okay. So if you're a leader, there's a couple of things. That change is going to create stress significantly. So by learning the 5 voices, it gives the stress response. It's predictive stress behavior. So if you understand a guardian under stress, they're going to start interrogating because they want answers. They're trying to figure it out. Creative under stress, they're going to hulk out or be snarky and sarcastic a little bit. The connector under stress, they're going to do cyber warfare. They're going to slander and be frustrated and talk out loud. The pioneer under stress, they're going to blow things up and be a bulldozer. The nurturer under stress, last one, they're going to withhold care and they start abdicating and become a wallflower. So if you know the dynamics, change produces stress. And we're going to be entering into a stressful season because of the amount of change, the speed of change, and the direct impact it has on workers. So like 90% of workers right now work for other people. I call them O's. Their O is they work for other people. And the bigger the O, like a director, a VP, a CEO is a bigger O. 10% of the population I call X's, they work for themselves. And they might have multiple businesses. Like in my case right now, I have 9 companies that I'm overseeing and that I'm either owner, founder, whatever of. So I'm an X. Well, an X is going to live different than an O. Well, it's 90-10. But in probably 2-3 years, it will be 60-40. 60% O's. 30% of those people are going to be forced to be X's. So that right there is like we have to be prepared for that. And our world's not, our country's not prepared for it. People aren't prepared for that. So it's like learning of how to live in that. So that's going to be a big part. So my point is that if you're a team leader, if you lead people, a competitive advantage is learning personality and leveraging AI, and putting those together.
Putting them together is going to be golden.
Is going to help you help people, but you're going to have a competitive advantage, and it's going to help you with your own opportunities as well.
That's so good. And that's what we want. I mean, we want people to thrive. We want people to flourish. We want, I mean, there's going to be all kinds of, talking about like the speed there. I mean, we're going to need to be more empathic. We're going to need to, there's so much, it's just going to elevate so much, I think, Jeremie. Well, let me ask you this, how many engagements have you guys done? Do you have an idea of how many clients you've helped over the years?
Yeah. I mean, 10,000 plus. It's gotta be, I don't even know. It's a lot.
Can you think of one aha moment that you've seen when leaders experience, when they begin to recognize the different voices on their team and how that makes a difference? Can you think of an aha?
Yeah. I've got one. So one actually comes to mind. It's actually in college athletics, which is really interesting. So it's a college football coach and a specific coach, like he was a position coach for a top 5 team. And we've worked with him for a number of years, but for a number of years, he was like, I am who I am. If my players, and he's a guardian, and very black and white, and if they don't like it, they can go somewhere else. That was the transfer portal and NIL came around, and players they're so fickle now. They'll leave in one bad coaching session, one bad practice, they're out the door. So he was forced to go, hey, I'm losing. I can't keep my players because they don't like that style, because he was only connecting to 30% of the population that liked him. Because the other 70%, they don't want that. They don't like that kind of command and control, old school. Yes. It just doesn't work anymore.
Right, it doesn't.
So now he's got like 11 players in his position group. And so now we just analyzed all 11 and we go, okay, so you've got 4 creatives, you've got 2 pioneers, you've got 6 nurturers, and then the rest are connected. That's crazy. So and so then we'll translate for him to go, now these 2, they're just like you. Okay.
Yeah. You got that.
But right, these others are feelers, and you're going to lose the feelers if you don't. So you're going to have to change. And specifically in your style, and these 2 moments is where most of the friction came from. So we're analyzing and helping him now be a voice-driven leader. So walk a mile in their shoes. Know others to lead others. And so, we know the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you
would have them do unto you.
But a lot of that gets taken out of context. Well, I don't need a hug. Why should you get a hug? Why should you need it? I didn't get training. Why do you need it? And that's the platinum rule is actually the golden rule. Do unto others as they would want done. So that's ultimately the golden rule. So you're like, okay, so now that's the voice-driven leader. Think about them. Who are they? Where are they? Where do you want to lead them? And get really smart and start leading them proactively in the right direction. It's not manipulation. It's called intentional acumen, and it's smart. And so it's a competitive advantage, because in our AI world, we're still going to have people, and there's still going to be influence. Right. And so the most influential people are those that are the most intentional with other people.
Let me ask you this, as you were talking about, and specifically this coach, and I'm not saying he's old. I'm not saying that, I don't know how old he is. Yeah. But I mean, because people, that takes really, I'm thinking he's got 2 people like him, and he's got all these other players that are not like him. I'm just thinking the adage keeps coming to me, how do you teach an old dog new tricks, kind of thing. I mean, it's hard work, right, Jeremie? I mean,
and that is a benefit of AI, Because
Yes.
the reason in the past, you're like, oh, I got to go get trained. I've got to go do this and that. Well,
Right.
actually, now I'm like,
The tool.
how do I help my connector player? How do I help him understand this concept? It now spits it out. Oh, well, remember, you're a guardian. He's a connector. His tendency is going to want to have a lot more fun than you are. So it tells you.
Yes.
So now teaching old dogs new tricks, there's actually some hacks.
There's some hacks and there's some help out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jeremie, is so funny. You and Greg are cut from the same cloth in so many ways because Greg, he's so happy that the AI winter is over and he's loving life right now. But he's like, it's become a friend.
Yeah.
I mean, it's become an advisor to him. Obviously you have to check and, sometimes it can still hallucinate and that sort of thing, but it's just incredible. I mean, I'm just blown away by the power of it.
Absolutely.
The power of it.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, listeners, if you haven't got on the bandwagon, you need to, right? Because you just are not going to be able to keep up without embracing it. So, well, let me ask you this. And I know that this is huge. I mean, what role does emotional intelligence play?
Yeah. So
in being a voice-driven leader?
Well, now you have to add emotional intelligence with AI. You have to add discernment, right? And so discernment is like, okay, do I really believe this? Is it? You're not just. I don't just look at AI and go, I do exactly what it tells me to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tool to give me insights that I might not have thought of before. So emotional intelligence is willingness to understand other people. So emotional intelligence means it's relational intelligence, really. It's like, do I understand what it's like to be on the other side of me? And am I willing to change? Do I understand who they are? And am I willing to adapt? That's the whole, if I'm not willing to adapt and I don't care then I'm not relationally intelligent and therefore I'm not emotionally intelligent. And so that's ultimately what this game is. The game is, are you open? So like I had a coach, and this is so funny. I had this coach, and I said to him, I'll just say his name's Brian. I go, Brian, I've never seen you not wear a hat backwards. Like every Zoom call, every time I've ever met him. So I'm like, I'm assuming that's who you are with your clients. Are they okay with that? And he's like, oh yeah, I don't do it with clients. And I'm like, okay, but do you realize that we bring leads to lots of our coaches, and I'm not going to be bringing a lot of leads to you because that's how I think you are. Every single time I've seen you, are you aware of that? You know what I mean? And it's like a little influence. It's a minor thing, but it's a little big thing.
Right.
But it's affecting your ability to earn more opportunities because as you're showing up, I'm thinking you're not serious or you're not really wanting to.
Oh, did he stop wearing his hat?
Well, this just recently happened. We'll see.
You have to get on a Zoom call with him soon and see.
It.
Oh, yeah, that's so good though. Well, I'll ask you this, and then we're going to talk about something extra. Do you have a leadership lesson that you've learned? I mean, you're running Giant. We've already said tens of thousands of clients, 500 coaches, 500 plus coaches. Is there a lesson that you've learned, Jeremie, the hard way?
Yeah, totally. I had like 10 things flood me. Number one, though, the thing that probably this last year was managing expectations really, really well. And as a connector, I'm such an optimist that I can sometimes over expect.
Right.
And so I had to do some really deep dives. In fact, I have in a few hours, I'm meeting with, I have a little forum I put together of just a few guys.
Like trusted, kind of a trusted group, mastermind group.
Yeah, but it's not too big. I mean, I'm in YPO, I'm in lots of things, but this is like, they know me. And so I'm meeting with this group to really go through my expectations for 2026 and go, are these realistic? Are they on? Because I continue to try too much in a year. And so that was probably a thing I was reminded of this year is managing expectations makes everything better. And so when you have too high of expectations or you don't manage them appropriately, or you can create bitterness and frustration.
Right. Very good. Well, let's talk about something extra.
Yes.
So in 2024, when you were on the podcast, again, listeners, episode 271, go back and listen to it. It's so good. It's also, Jeremie's story is also in the Something Extra book, by the way. And I've had so many people tell me they love to read that story. But here's what you said. You said, when I asked you, what is the something extra every leader needs, Jeremie? You said leaders need to do the work on knowing who they really are, knowing what their identity is. When you understand your superpowers, you can then show up and bring life to other people. So now we're in 2026. Jeremie, is there anything you would add to that?
Yeah. So it's vital that you lead yourself. You can't give what you don't possess, right? So you have to lead yourself. So the way that I would encourage you, because our minds can trick ourselves, in the mornings, I would encourage you to do a call-up session. Every single morning, I do this. I did it this morning. I call myself into the role, into my authority, into who I am, my identity. And by doing that, I just remind myself who I am versus calling yourself out. And I've coached so many executives that there's this negative voice that gets allowed in, like, oh, you're an idiot. Why do you do that? Stop. You did it again. Like that negative voice, it literally has to be squashed. It has to be like eradicated. You have to eradicate negativity. So learning to call yourself up, not out, is a secret of high-performing leaders. So then as you call yourself up, now I do it from a faith perspective sometimes, right. And sometimes it's from a faith perspective. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes, right. But like this morning, I was like, hey, dude, you're a son of the Most High God. Let's go. You're a liberator. You're a freedom fighter. Let's go. Step in today. And it was like there was no room for negativity. There was no room for any wallowing or any... and so I was engaged. So then when I'm literally out of the shower, I'm like, let's go. I'm in. And so calling yourself up is an art and a science, and eliminating any judgment that is just not, it's not helpful.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So call yourself up every morning. Not calling yourself out. That is so good. Well, Jeremie, I absolutely love every time that I'm in your presence. So thank you so much for making the time to be on the show today. Appreciate you.
Great to be with you. Cheers.
Thank you for listening to today's show. Something Extra with Lisa Nichols is a Technology Partners production. Copyright Technology Partners, Inc. 2019. For show notes or to reach Lisa, visit tpi.co/podcast. Don't forget to leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or wherever you listen.